Our response to the virus has now been adopted by the Prime Minister as the gold standard, to coin a phrase. I take no joy in the terrible situation other jurisdictions find themselves in, particularly in New South Wales. Our approach to instituting short, sharp lockdowns has always been the most effective approach to crushing the virus and keeping our economy open. The Palaszczuk government sees COVID for what it is, an existential threat to our way of life. The Leader of the Opposition spent some time in his very short contribution on this bill discussing the concept of hope. You can't manage a pandemic with aspirational quotes, but you can create hope by showing that you have a plan to manage the pandemic. You create hope by ensuring that people can live as close to normality as we continue our vaccination rollout. I note the member for Kawana also referred to the national plan and said that when you get to 80%, that's it. No more lockdowns. Well, that's not what the national plan says at all. It says that there may still need to be targeted lockdowns. So when we are going to refer to these documents and we're going to talk about misinformation and confusing the public, if you're going to cite these documents, cite them accurately. I'd like to take this opportunity to again thank Dr Young and Dr Wakefield, the Director-General of Queensland Health, for their exceptional work in leading Queensland's public health response. I'd like to thank our healthcare professionals, our public health units, our exemption units, our support staff, our police and emergency services workers, our frontline employees who have worked tirelessly to keep us safe and provide essential goods and services. Finally, I'd like to express my gratitude to each and every Queenslander who has made personal sacrifices during this difficult time in our history. From wearing a mask to getting vaccinated to staying home and getting tested when feeling unwell, each of us plays an important role in keeping our state safe and getting through this pandemic. The highest duty of any legislative body is to protect the health and lives of its citizens. Over the past 18 months, this parliament has risen to that challenge, first by authorising and subsequently by extending the emergency powers and provisions in this bill. The legislative framework has underpinned the Queensland Government's public health response from the beginning, and it remains critical to the continued success of our efforts to respond to and contain the spread of COVID-19. Now is not the time to let our guard down. We must remain vigilant about preventing the spread of Delta until the vast majority of Queenslanders receive the vaccine. And I hope that I'm not standing here in the very near future talking about something else as opposed to Delta, a new strain, because we don't know what's around the corner. I call on all members to support this extension bill. We must do so for the continued safety and prosperity of all Queenslanders. I commend the bill to the House.